Hello, everybody. I'm Sakshma Srivastav, and welcome back to another episode of Live the New. On the show, we meet very influential people from different walks of life, and we ask them how are they dealing with the whole situation of the coronavirus. Are they working from home? And if they are, then how are they managing that? Or are they stepping out? And if they're stepping out, then what are the precautions they're taking for their safety and for the safety of people around? My guest today is very, very special. He's a celebrity chef. And I've been very excited to meet him because in my own kitchen there are so many recipes that are cooked that have been introduced by him. Please welcome Ranveer Brar. Applause, applause. Welcome.
Yay!
How are you, Ranveer?
It's good. I'm good. It's good fun being here. I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
Thank you. I've been looking forward to it like for 3 days now. Now tell me, Ranveer, I want to know what was your schedule before the whole pandemic happened? What was your day like? And now after that, what is the drastic change that has happened? Take us through that a bit.
Well, my day before pandemic was such that I used to spend probably 60 days in a year in Mumbai, and out of that, I would probably spend 55 working or shooting in Mumbai. The other days were just traveling for work or traveling to shoot. And suddenly, you know, your family is not used to seeing you that much, and then suddenly you are at
True.
home and you are always at home. So it's been fun. It's been fun. Good days, bad days, like all of us. But
But are you
yeah,
liking it,
complete.
getting to spend time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I have a 5-year-old, and he's quite a handful, and I really missed seeing him grow up, and I'm assuming he missed me too. But that's not the case anymore. I've gotten to spend some good quality time with Ishan. That's been the biggest blessing. Parents, they've never seen me at home for this long ever since I started working, which is 25 odd years. So it is good in a lot of ways. We've gotten time with people who really matter.
A lot of people say that if we have a chef in the family, he's gonna cook something special for us every day. Like we'll keep demanding for this and that. Is it the same with your family now that you're home? Do they keep telling you that why don't you make this or that today? What is it like with your family?
No, I think I'm very spoiled like that. Yeah. And like all Punjabi moms, my mom is more interested in what I want to eat, and her excitement is about being able to cook it more than asking me to cook. And yeah, my mom always has this perpetual complaint that I have never cooked jalebis for her, so I did that this lockdown. So for me, it was just redemption time.
Now tell me, Ranveer, about the therapeutic power of cooking. A lot of people say that when they're having a hard day, they come back and they bake something or they cook something. It makes them feel better about the day. You are someone who does that professionally. Is it the same with you? Is there a special recipe or something that brings comfort to you at the end of a hard day?
I think having a good khichdi brings a smile to my face. That's the real comforting bit. What really is therapeutic for me, and a lot of people are surprised, is washing dishes. I think it's the ultimate way to unwind. So even if somebody else is cooking, I just make sure that I jump in the end and do a little bit of tadka, and then I say, okay, you go now, I'll clean up. I love cleaning up. For me, it's also, it's just organizing yourself in the head. Every time you clean your workplace, kitchen is my workplace. You're sort of organizing yourself in the head, and that's my mantra. Yeah.
I think today when I wash my dishes, I'm going to think of that and I'm going to be happier washing them. Now, Ranveer, you've traveled a lot, you've traveled to hone your skills and just with your work also. I've heard that adds a lot to your craft and your experience and just the way you look at life. Tell me the things you picked up working with different people overseas and the lessons that are really helping you now dealing with difficult times, as we can see.
I have sort of lived overseas for a decade. And that is a different sort of a learning. When you're living overseas, you're all by yourself without, suddenly there's no cushion. That's a different sort of a learning. It was more of an entrepreneurial learning. Most of my experiential learning has come from traveling within the country. Um, at my heart, I always believe that I am a village Punjabi boy who from the village moved to a small town, and from the small town at some point in time moved to a big city. But I'm always a small town Punjabi boy. And connecting to small villages and towns through my travels, uh, through these real people with real stories, inspires me at a creative level and also enriches me as a professional level, because their approach to food and their approach to cooking and ingredients and their approach to life, it always sort of refreshes me, reboot kar deti hai system ko.
Now, because we are in the middle of a pandemic, I have to ask you, can you give us like a recipe to a very good immunity drink, which has strong ingredients, effective ingredients, and is also easy to make in our own kitchens?
Yeah, I think what I realized with time is the real kitchen compounders bolte hain na, we're not just chefs, we are also kitchen compounders, and you realize that with time their food has a lot more therapeutic value than just sensory nourishing value. So I think what I have learned is to go back to the grandmotherly way. The very basic kadha is you take muleti or licorice, you crush it, and you boil it. You boil it with ginger, you boil it with a little bit of tulsi, you boil it with a little bit of lemongrass, and then strain it over, add fresh tulsi leaves, add a little bit of honey or mishri, rock sugar, a touch of Himalayan salt, and have it. If you have access to, then you can add a little bit of ashwagandha and a little bit of shatavari to your kadha. That also works really well.
That's great. I'm definitely going to try it. And all the viewers watching from home, this is a recipe that's come straight from Ranveer Brar. So you should definitely try it to boost your immunity during these challenging times. Now it's time to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. We are here with Chef Ranveer Brar. Stay tuned.
How to give a perfect dum to a biryani. It took me a really, really long time, because you need to understand rice, you need to understand how much the protein is cooked, you need to understand the temperature.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Live the New. I'm Sakshma Srivastav and I'm here with celebrity chef and entrepreneur Ranveer Brar. Welcome back to the show. Ranveer, a lot of people say, like you said, you have time now, a lot of time on your hands now that you're at home. People, when they have time, they go back to their basics and start inventing new recipes. It's easier when you are connecting to your roots again. Have you invented some new recipe in this lockdown?
I see with food, it's very difficult to claim invention. Because whatever you're doing has been done in some way, form, or manner somewhere. So it's very difficult to claim invention with food. What you can definitely do is you can sort of give your own tribute to whatever exists. But there's a couple of recipes that I did with besan that have worked really well. I did French fries, besan French fries, which I think were exciting, interesting, nourishing, better tasting, and more healthy than regular aloo ke French fries. And the second thing that I did was I did pani mein tale hue pakode, water fried pakodas. And I did a curry.
Oh wow!
Pani mein tale hue
My
pakode.
mom tried it. We all had it, Ranveer. It was yum. And I was like, why aren't we should have been doing this since decades, because this is so much healthier.
So that's why I said in food, it's very difficult for you to claim invention. So somewhere, somebody, some culture or subculture would have used that trick, technique, or combination. So for a chef to say, I invented this, 99.999999999999999% somebody's done it before you. You just need to look hard enough. So it's called dubke wali kadhi bolte hain. In Gujarat, it's called dubke wali kadhi. So same thing.
Okay. We'll quickly do a rapid fire with you of a few questions that the fans have asked you. So the rapid fire, which is the one dish you would make if your life depended on it?
I'd make nihari.
Okay. Team meetha or team namkeen? Your taste buds.
Team meetha any day.
One secret to great taste that not too many people know.
The difference between tasting and eating, the difference between consuming versus closing your eyes and tasting every part, every element of the dish and reconstructing it in your head. The time that you give to food when you put it in your mouth and the thought that you give to it, that's a big difference.
The first dish you ever cooked.
It was rajma, actually.
Rajma?
Rajma for dad. Mom wasn't well, so I ended up making rajma that she had soaked.
And how was it?
Wasn't that bad. Edible.
Ah, I'm sure. The one cuisine or food culture that you want to explore next.
I want to do an extensive trip to South America. Columbian exchange has always fascinated me as somebody who's interested in food history. I want to do an extensive trip to Peru, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, and smaller countries like Honduras, and spend maybe 6 odd months there. Yeah.
6 or 8 months, my God. That just shows how much
6
time it takes to, understand food and culture. The last one, the one technique you had most difficulty mastering.
I think a perfect dum. How to give a perfect dum to a biryani. It took me a really, really long time because you need to understand rice, you need to understand how much the protein is cooked, you need to understand the temperature. So there's so many variables in it. So giving a perfect dum to a biryani was something that took time.
Interesting. It's time to take a short break again, but guys, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to Live the New with me, Sakshma and Ranveer Brar. We'll be back in a jiffy.
If you look at all these habits deep down and you track them back, you realize that none of them were intended to be unhealthy.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Live the New. I'm Sakshma and I'm joined here by Ranveer Brar, celebrity chef, entrepreneur, very, very successful, very good looking. Welcome back to the show. Tell me something. As a chef, you have to read and learn a lot. You learn so much about food and the nutrition and the value and the power. What is the one food habit that is ingrained in the Indian food culture which is unhealthy?
If you look at all these habits deep down and you track them back, you realize that none of them were intended to be unhealthy. It is just that with lifestyle, we've either incorporated a few habits or a few habits have become redundant and are not needed because our lifestyle has changed. One of them that has come into our culture over the years is eating late. I think that's an extremely unhealthy habit that we've sort of gained and all of us are guilty of.
I think 90% of the people do eating late. I do it. I'm feeling embarrassed suddenly, but I'm going to ask you. Now that we are all home, we do feel hungry more often. We're at home, the kitchen is right there, 10 steps away. We go, we put something in our mouth. Can you tell us healthy alternatives if we are really hungry in the night or we want a snack? What is the one thing we can eat which will not really make us put on weight?
Yeah, I always say, roasted chana is the best alternative, but have the one with the skin because it's high in fiber. It makes you feel full. My go-to midnight snack is when I am binging on television or OTT platforms is chana and good.
Chana and good.
Just high in protein, high in fiber, makes you feel fuller.
I want to ask you the different diets that are trending on social media these days, like there's keto, there's vegan diet, and there's so many alternatives. Have you ever followed any of them? Do you believe in them for a healthy lifestyle, or you feel a healthy balanced diet is enough?
Well, I've always believed healthy balanced diet is something that is a must. I believe that we don't need to, that if nature would not have intended for us to eat it, it wouldn't have created it like that. What I've learned is that I also am a victim or I fall prey to these cravings of looking skinny sometimes when I feel I get too fat. So I am guilty of doing a keto diet for 20 odd days, very strictly. Because I just wanted to understand how it feels, how your body takes to just dealing with protein.
Okay. Tell me, Ranveer, at some point you'll have to go back to your usual routine where worked with like an entire team of sous chefs and there's so many people around you. You can't really go all the way working the way we are working now. What are the precautions a chef can take while working in a kitchen? Because, food is something you need to touch. You can't stay away from it. So how exactly are you planning to stay safe and, ensure the safety of your entire team?
I think with time, kitchens are going to become larger, menus are going to become smaller. If we need to stay away from each other and cook, we are looking at smaller menus, extended shift hours. As an individual, I always say, and we always believe in food safety, that any food that is cooked to a safe temperature is safe. And we will still continue to do that, ensuring that the food is heated and if need be reheated to at least the minimum temperature that it should be. That takes care of most microbes and viruses. So I think that's going to be really, really important. We also have learned in the pandemic to sort of remove the chaff and actually do stuff that is only needed, and realize that a lot of stuff can be done without being physically present. Making menus can be done. You don't really need to come to the kitchen to make menus. You don't really need to in today's world, you don't really need 10 people to do inventory. I would and I will include a lot of technology in my kitchens to help reduce manpower or reduce dependence on too many people.
Do you think currently it's safe for people to go and have meals in restaurants? Because a lot of people are asking that on social media. If it is free to order food and step out and eat in a restaurant outside.
I think totally, at least all the restaurateur friends that I know, whether it's the Riaz or Zorawar or Ashish Kapoor, I think all of them are ensuring that restaurants are actually way safer to eat at more than your homes, because they are assuring more sanitization.
Okay. Thank you for saying that, because that is one thing everybody is asking, because I think everybody's just missing, food from outside. All right, Ranveer, it's now time for the Britannia NutriChoice Good Choice segment. Now, घर के अंदर या बाहर जाने की choice हमारे पास नहीं है. We have to stay at home unless it's absolutely necessary to step out and go. So while we are at home, the good choice that I have made is that I'm going to sleep on time, I'm going to eat healthy food, and I'm going to drink enough water. So the same way, I think it's time for us to do the Britannia NutriChoice Good Choice challenge, which is like a 60 seconds challenge that I'm going to challenge you to. The thing is, because we're all at home and we can't go to the gyms and we can't go for a run or a walk, we have to utilize this space that we have to work on our fitness. So I'm going to challenge you to a 60 seconds workout where we can do either squats or we can do sit-ups or Surya Namaskar, or we can just sit here in this limited space on this chair and do breathing exercises like Anulom Vilom to inspire other people that with the limited space that you have, you can still work on yourself, and it's no excuse for you to sit on your couch and not work on yourself.
Yeah, let's do Alom Vilom. It's good for my sinus too.
Oh, perfect. Let's do it. So Ranveer Brar has picked Anulom Vilom, which is a breathing exercise, and it's very, very good to clear your nasal tract. Are you ready?
Okay. Let me know when the minute is over.
Yeah, let's go. Start. All right, we've done it. 1 minute of Anulom Vilom. So thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing so many things that I also did not know about. You inspire without realizing it, because you make everything sound easy and fun.
Thank you.
Any last words that you want to say to the viewers before we go?
No, I think it's exciting. I think it's exciting being here, and I look forward. For me, this lockdown has been finding out new and interesting ways of connecting with people. Whether it is through social media or Go Nuts or through conversations. For me, that's the best part. How we've found newer ways to connect, and let's keep finding newer ways to connect. And thank you for connecting.
Thank you. It's been my honor. Thank you, everybody who's been watching from homes. I hope this was inspiration enough for you to work on yourself, eat healthy, and inculcate more healthy habits in your life. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll be back with another celebrity, and take very good care of yourself. Bye.